Last fall, our project was to design a commercial space, and we visited Rocky Mount, and Ian, the urban planner there, was telling us how he wanted to rebuild the downtown and get everyone in the community involved again, including the people who use the train station, so there's a lot of coming and going. So he showed us 4 commercial buildings that aren't really being used anymore for anything really useful. And so we visited the sites, and one was a bus station, a old bank, Town, and a post office. And so we got to see what the buildings were like inside, and then our class was able to choose which building we wanted to renovate and turn into a commercial space that would help the downtown of Rocky Mount.
This is the 3rd collaboration between the Downtown Development Office of Rocky Mount and ECU, Interior Design students. And what it really brings for Rocky Mount is youthful energy, a kind of a clear, a clear-headed vision of what can be. Oftentimes, one of the problems that we have is that people don't understand what the vision is and can only see a building that's down on its luck. But what this work shows, and what these young people have been able to convey in their work, is that these buildings are very exciting. They're not only beautiful and historically interesting, they also lend themselves to amazing, exciting 21st century urban spaces. And so I think from the city's end, we've gotten amazing, some amazing product and some very exciting energy. And on the end of the university, I think it's a collaboration because these students are able to come in, look at an interesting downtown area that's clearly suffered disinvestment, but is doing everything it can to plan for and move forward with the assets that we have. The owner's vision for the bank building is a computer learning center. He realizes that there are a lot of IS needs, but there isn't so much training. And so his vision was the computer learning center on the ground floor and a residential unit upstairs. What the student did in this case was they said, well, computer learning center is exciting, but having a cafe, a cool, chic cafe, coupled with the learning center, it'll make it a lot more interesting. People will want to hang out there. They'll come in, and it'll create for an interesting space. And
my project was the old bank building. I actually was I was the only person who chose to do this building, and I was one of the only people who actually got to work with the owner of the building, Michael Smith. He was really enthusiastic about the project and a great pleasure to work with. My theme for the building was based off of what he wanted to turn the building into. He wanted to do a computer learning center.
My team's project was to renovate the old bus station, and Ian, the urban planner, originally wanted a farmer's market or something along the lines of maybe using the produce in the area, so really taking the community around and using it in the space. And so I decided to turn it into a restaurant, and my concept was basically the wonders of the earth that are always happening, and how the earth acts as a mother throughout, just like by nurturing and constantly reviving the earth. So not only in my interior did I want to have it really sustainable and eco-friendly, but I wanted the restaurant to serve as a really eco-friendly place as well.
The project that my group chose to work on was the old Rocky Mount Post Office, and the biggest challenge with this was the fact that Ian didn't have any specific goal that he wanted for the space, so we could kind of pick anything that we wanted. The concept that I came up with was cultural connection, and my biggest goal was to kind of bring all the cultures of the area together. As far as artists, poets, musicians, any kind of performer could come and work in my space.
The town. Downtowns are usually very unique spaces, and depending what state you're in or what town, they all look very different because they're historic. They don't look like strip malls that are going up, after trees have been torn down. So the architectural is unique, and also what the spaces are used for, whether, like Anna was saying, the boutique or the restaurant takes on form of the area in which the downtown is in. So for downtown Rocky Mount, for example, to represent Rocky Mount, North Carolina is important. And so having the space unique is what brings visitors and
It's an
tourists.
exciting trend in Main Street and downtown revitalization, and that's something that's very important for this community because we've largely turned our back on the downtown. Most people shop at the mall in the outlying area. We want them to come back, and you go to places like New Bern and Asheville. These are places that 30 years ago people had left their downtowns for dead, and now if you go to these places, they're bustling, they're amazing, they're full of restaurants, cute stores, the residential lofts upstairs. Really, they're exciting places to be. People want to be there, and people are going to want to be here. And we've got a number of different projects going on. A $6 million streetscape project's about to break ground. We've got a $9 million, our Douglas Block project is under construction, will be finished in December. And as the demand grows to come back downtown, as it makes more sense, we're going to be poised to have that growth and to have people come and make this wonderful downtown.